very good morning to everyone present, and today I will discuss about the first chapter, Ancient River Valley Civilization, the Indus Valley. First of all, let us understand what is civilization. It is a process by which a society develops its own culture and institutions, and the political boundary of such a civilization can be defined as a set of established rules and laws under a leader, a common language, religion, and customs. So, children, civilization is when a society develops its own culture, religion, language under a leader, and approximately 5,000 years ago, politically centralized civilization began to develop independently. And these civilizations arose along a number of river valleys throughout the southern half of Asia and northern Africa. Now, the various river valley civilizations, why did they develop along the river banks? Because the rivers supplied a continuous flow of water and it was used for farming and home consumption. It also led to the growth of trade and commerce by providing means of transport and communication. Along with climate, vegetation and topography shaped the development of early civilizations. So you can see in the picture itself that farming is being done along the river banks. Now there were various river valley civilizations, let us know them. The Mesopotamian civilization along the rivers Tigris and Euphrates, the Egyptian civilization along the river Nile, the Indus Valley civilization also known as the Harappan civilization along the river Indus, the Shang and Zhou civilizations along the river Yangtze-Kiang and Hanghu or the Yellow River respectively in China. In the map given, it is very clear. The yellow portion shows you the minor settlement of Indus Valley civilization, and the red dots show you the different cities in Indus Valley, that is the major settlement of Indus Valley civilization. We can clearly see some of the cities like Kalibangan, Banavali, Alamgirpur, Dholavira, and the like. Indus Valley civilization is also known as the Harappan civilization. It flourished about 4700 years ago from approximately 2500 BC to 1500 BC. It is known for its spectacular city planning and it has shown the maximum advancement as compared to the other ancient world civilizations. The Harappan ruins, they were discovered while laying rail tracks in the early 19th century. The people behind the discovery of this civilization were Alexander Cunningham, who studied the artifacts of Harappa in 1850s. In the early 20th century, Dayaram Sahni and team undertook excavations at Harappa, and R.D. Banerjee led to the discovery of the large city of Mohenjo-daro. So we can see even on the map that the Indus Valley stretched from Baluchistan in the west to Uttar Pradesh in the east and from Jammu and Kashmir in the north to Gujarat in the west. The different sites of Harappan civilization, as we've seen on the map as well, were Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Kot Diji, Nausharo, Kalibangan, Banavali, Lothal, Dholavira, Rojdi, Sarkodada and Alamgirpur. What we are going to discuss today is the features of Harappan civilization, town planning, society, occupations, trade, their religion, language and script, seals, dress and ornaments, and the games they played, recreation. Let us understand what is town planning. They were very well known and they were very much conscious about the sanitary and drainage system. They had a well defined sanitary and drainage system. The main roads ran parallel to each other. Smaller streets intersected the main roads at right angles. The entire city was divided into rectangular blocks, and the roads were very wide. They were rounded off at the ends for easy movement of the carts. So many roads were paved with baked bricks. So they were very intelligent people who were very conscious about sanitation and cleanliness. Let us talk about buildings now. Now these buildings, the Harappan cities, they were divided into citadel and lower town. Citadel is a fortress, you can see in the picture as well, on a high ground to protect the city. It has the great bath, the great granary, and the assembly hall. The great bath, you can see in the picture there, it is having a space in between that is for a swimming pool. It was used for religious ceremonies. The great granary, it stored the surplus food grains for consumption during floods or famines. And third, the citadel consisted of the assembly hall. You can see in the picture very clearly. It was used for prayers and for public meetings. Let us understand what are residential houses and how were they built in those times. Residential houses were built on raised platforms. They were double-storied. Every house had a courtyard. Now, courtyard is an open space in which every room opened. For example, living rooms, bathroom, and a kitchen. These houses were made up of bricks, and these bricks were so strong that they lasted for thousands of years. The drainage system, if you can see in these pictures, the bathrooms had sloping floors and the house drains were connected to the main drain. The main drains ran along the sides of the streets, as you can see, and drains were covered with bricks. Manholes were also cleaned regularly, so they were very much conscious about their sanitation part. Let us understand the society, the people who lived in the civilization. That was three main groups: administrators, merchants, and the third one was artisans, farmers, and laborers. The three main occupations included agriculture, domestication of animals, and artisanship. So they were very hardworking people. Their trade included the usage of land and sea routes, and they traded within and outside India. They traded goods for goods. That was no medium of exchange in between, so it was through a barter system. A variety of weights and measures were also used for trade. Their trade reached Mesopotamia, Persia, and present-day Afghanistan. Talking about their religion, they worshipped Mother Goddess and Pashupati, as you can see in one of the seals over here, where Pashupati, Lord Shiva, is being engraved on the seal. And you can see the shape of Mother Goddess. The amulets, they were worn by the Harappan people as charms for protection, because for safety purposes they thought that it is good to wear the amulets. And they believed in life after death. And that is why if anybody used to die, then in their graves only a lot of articles like jewelry and pottery etc. were kept. So they believed in life after death. Language and script, their writing was pictographic. They used pictographs, and the script had 250 to 400 pictographs. The writing was from right to left, and From the writings, they were inscribed on seals, copper tablets, bronze implements, and small objects made up of terracotta and stone. Talking about their seals, now you can see these beautiful seals, small and flat in shape, either rectangular or square shaped. They were made up of clay, soapstone, and copper. And you can see the figures of animals: unicorn, humped bull, goat, tiger, elephant, which have been, inscribed on these seals. These seals were used for trade, administrative, and official purposes. So basically, these seals signify the artistic skills of the people, dress and ornaments of the people, what were their religious beliefs, about the trade and commerce of these people, and language that they used. Some of the seals is also having their writings. The dress was the most important part. They wore woven cloth, and men wore a robe over the left shoulder. Ornaments which men wore were fillets, necklaces. You can see in the picture beside, finger rings and amulets. And women wore the earrings, bangles, bracelets, necklaces again, girdles, anklets, and headdresses. So rich could afford gold, silver, and ivory ornaments, and poor wore the ornaments made up of shell, bone, and copper. Very beautiful ornaments you can see in the picture itself. Recreation, that is, they played indoor games like dice. This is a game which was similar to the modern chess, and the toys included cards, human and animal figures. So you can see the picture beside, it is like the modern chess. And coming to the end of the chapter, where we have to understand the decline, how the Harappan civilization came to an end. By 1500 BC, there were shifts in the monsoon pattern, rise in the temperatures, natural calamities like floods and earthquakes, and increase in population, cutting down of trees, decline in agriculture, and also changes in the course of river Indus, which made the land infertile. And also the subsequent occupation of land by Indo-Aryans led to the decline of the Harappan civilization. This ends the chapter. So I hope this video is pretty clear about the Indus Valley civilization. Thank you.